Hi, this is Alkin, and welcome back to my channel. Well, it's almost the weekend, and the heat wave is kicking New Jersey by the can, and one of our bridges is not working again. No, it's not the Polar Bridge this time. It's a different bridge on New Jersey Transit. It's not affecting Amtrak, but it's driving people nuts anyway. Anyway, the Menendez case is coming to a conclusion, and the relations, whatever the heck you call it, is expected to start Friday in his case. So, this is from ABC and CNN. It says, deliberations expected Friday in the Senator Bob Menendez trial at the close arguments and concluded. So, it's by CNN Wire, Sabrina Seuss, Nikki Brown, and Karen Scannell of CNN. So, 4 days of closing arguments concluded Thursday, which is today, in Senator Bob Menendez's New York City corruption trial, with jury deliberations expecting to begin tomorrow, Friday. The closing arguments ends with a lengthy rebuttal simulation from the prosecution on Thursday. Judge Sidney Stern was expected to read his charge to the jury Thursday afternoon and then continue Friday morning. You will have this case for your deliberations before lunch tomorrow, Stern told the jury before the short break. It came after Menendez's defense attorney wrapped up his closing arguments Wednesday, saying that the case against the New Jersey Democrat was shaky and rotten to its core. It's not New York. New York is the Big Apple, not New Jersey. This case dies here today because they have failed to prove that the high standard that Bob's actions were anything other than exactly what we wanted our elected officials to do. He was doing his job, and he was doing it well, the senator's attorney Adam Fee said in a Manhattan courtroom. It's not that he was doing his job, it's what he was doing outside the job. Resist the temptation to pick a salacious story about a corrupt politician because it's not there. Fee says, you must acquit because there is no proof beyond a reasonable doubt that Bob took anything in exchange for a particular official action. Menendez and his co-defendants, New Jersey businessman Wael Hanna and Fred Davies, are accused of participating in a year-long bribery scheme. Federal prosecutors said that the senator tried to use his power to advance Egyptian military interests, interfere in criminal prosecutions, and secure investments from Qatar officials, among other things. Menendez and his wife alleged to receive gold bars, hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash, a Mercedes-Benz convertible, and other bribes in exchange for its influence. The senator's wife, Natalie Menendez, is also charged in the case, but will be tried separately later this year after she was granted a delay by the judge so she can focus on treatment for breast cancer. She had pleaded not guilty. Bob Menendez's team called for a total of 5 witnesses to testify in his defense during the trial, though not the senator himself. In all, 37 witnesses were called in the 9-week trial. Fee began his very closing arguments Tuesday afternoon and concluded Wednesday morning after spending roughly 5 hours addressing the jury. Fee says Tuesday that the federal prosecutor had presented a cherry-picked case that asked the jury to convict the senator basically solely on non-credible interference and not on evidence. Assumption, speculation, fantasy, conjecture. They will all call it interference. It's not, he told the jury. You are being asked to imagine, in the gaps of evidence, the criminal stuff. Who writes this stuff? In the reference to the cash and gold found in Menendez's home, Fee reinstated that Bob Menendez customary stored cash due to familiarity, a trauma from fleeing Cuba, and that Menendez already owned gold gifted by her family. They wanted you to conclude that every dollar, every piece of gold, every item of value that you had heard a reference in this case must be a bribe, he said. Fee said that the senator didn't even know about the gold that was in the FBI seized from the Menendez home during the raid on June 16, 2022. He said that the cash found inside the senator's home office was money he had withdrawn, and the cash found in the basement, stuffed in shoes and jacket pockets, could not be reasonably be pointed back to this client. The FBI seized $486,461 of cash, 11-ounce, 1-ounce bar golds, and 2 kilo bar golds from the home, according to trial testimony. Federal prosecutor on Tuesday concluded their arguments, which lasted approximately 5 hours over 2 days. This is a big case, but it boils down to a classic case of corruption on a massive scale. Assistant U.S. Attorney Paul Monterlone tells the jury it's about a politician who put his power up for sale and the people who were willing to buy it from him. In his closing argument, Monterlone challenged the defense suggestion that Natalie Menendez kept her husband in the dark about key parts of the alleged quote pro quo scheme. The pattern was the same. Menendez was in charge, the prosecutor said Monday. His wife, Natalie, was his go-between, demanding payments, receiving payments, passing messages, but always keeping him informed. You don't get to be the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee by being clueless, Montelli said of the senator. On Tuesday, Montelli focused on the part of the alleged scheme involving Jose Umbre, the New Jersey businessman who allegedly bribed the senator in exchange for legal favors, and pleaded guilty before the trial began. Umbre testified in June that he had gave Natalie Menendez a Mercedes-Benz convertible in exchange for the senator's promise to intervene in the criminal investigation into his associates. Monterlone sent messages between the senator and his wife showed that he was in weed on the whole car purchase. Weed. Ubing previously testified during a 2020 dinner. The senator told him in Spanish, "I saved your ass twice, not once, but twice." That was a boast of corruption politician about wielding power for the private benefit of a person paying his bribes, Montelli said Tuesday. Menendez's attorney tried to undermine Ubre's credibility during the trial. On Wednesday, Fee argued that Uberly was a very good liar who embellished his testimony to invent collaborations with other evidence of text messages, phone calls, and restaurant meetings that were presented at trial. So today, the fate of Bob Menendez will be in the hands of a jury in Manhattan, similar to what happened to Trump in Manhattan. But this is a U.S. District Attorney. This is the same entity that tried to get Bob Menendez before, but failed under Jack Smith. Which is why I'm so hard on Jack Smith. You know, thing is, Bob Menendez is still our senator. Even though the Democratic Party has decided to part ways with him, and they pick another individual to run as a U.S. Senator on the Democrat side, Kim, he's still running as an independent, and we have the Republican on the other side. So, being that what's happening now between, since this case started, the turmoil is happening now that you have Joe Biden having issues, and he's dragging down the Democratic Party, and what's left of the Democratic Party is now split in half, where to keep Joe or not to keep Joe could affect the Senate race. I mean, both Menendez and Kim could split the Democratic vote, just like the split about keeping Joe Biden or not keeping Joe Biden, and the Republican come in and Jersey will turn red. But the thing is, just like what happened before, Bob Menendez was accused of corruption before, but Jack Smith always managed to screw up the case, and that's why Bob Menendez still ended up being senator of New Jersey again until this corruption situation happens. Hopefully, we will have a verdict, and hopefully it'll be a good verdict. Because if Bob Menendez is found guilty, he's going to have to say goodbye to the U.S. Senate. Or if he stays on and fights, well, he takes the risk of sinking the Democrats' chance of keeping the Senate. So they're in a no-win situation any way, shape, or form. This is the second individual involved in corruption in New Jersey. There was another figure, Norcross, who was also been indicted by the Attorney General of New Jersey. There was a big brouhaha about that one. So we're going to have to see what happens in about a few more months. So Zalcan saying so long for now. Don't forget your stop. See ya.